Samson, strength, weakness, and dependence on God. Samson was chosen by God to deliver Israel from the Philistines and was endowed with extraordinary strength. Judges 13:5 says, "He will take the lead in delivering Israel from the hands of the Philistines." However, Samson often acted according to his own desires rather than God's commands. When he was strong, he disregarded God's command to drive out the Canaanites and not intermarry with them. Deut 7:1-6, pursuing selfish ambitions rather than obedience. Samson's disobedience eventually led him to moments of great weakness. Because he relied on his own power rather than God, he faced humiliation and suffering. Yet, even in weakness, he turned to God in prayer. Judges 15:18 says, "Because he was very thirsty, he cried out to the Lord, 'You have given your servant this great victory. Must I now die of thirst and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised?' God answered, giving him water and restoring his strength." Judges 15:19-20 continues, "Then God reached out his hand and gave him water, and he drank. So the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him, and he struck down 1,000 men with the jawbone of a donkey." Samson judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. Later, when Samson was blind and humiliated in the Philistine temple, he prayed again. Judges 16:28 says, "Then Samson prayed to the Lord, 'Sovereign Lord, remember me. Strengthen me just once more, O God, so that I may with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes.' God granted him strength, and Samson accomplished his purpose. The spiritual lesson is that God's power is perfect, but obedience is essential. John 14:21 says, "The one having my commands and keeping them is the one loving me. The one loving me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love him and reveal myself to him." Only those who love God with all their heart and soul, keep the commands of Jesus, and do the will of the Father can rely on God's strength, avoid humiliation, and fulfill his purpose. Amen.